What's up, guys? Welcome to the PFL breakdowns. And yes, I know the Redskins fucking suck, but we're not talking about football today. Fuck that, dude. Honestly, that was the gayest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. But anyways, we're gonna break down the PFL 2024 championships. It's PFL MENA championships. I want to say it's called the PFL MENA championships with the actual PFL championships. We've probably watched everybody here, to be honest. We watched PFL MENA, we've watched actual PFL, and we fucking ate on those PFLs. I've personally probably lost one PFL in the past 2 years. So I have a pretty good track record with the PFL, and we have a lot of fights to choose from. And I think we're going to make a lot of money because there's a lot of value with a lot of fights. It's some of the fights I just don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I'll break down a little bit what we do, how we're doing this year. We're up over 5K clear, like we're clearing 5K, and we've only been betting more and upping our, our betting sizes as we've gone on. So realistically, if I was betting where I'm at right now since January of this year, I mean, we would be up over 10 grand pretty easy. We have a very successful track record. We didn't do good in this UFC China event. We had Fang in our safety parlay that sold. The two girls sold us because we got everything else right that we bet. It was just Fang, and then we had Kong Wang to win and round 2 to start. I probably should have done just round 2 to start. The fight completes round 1. Oh well, Fang was winning the whole fight. I mean, it's not like it was a bad pick. She was winning. She just got caught, and that shit was brutal. She was fucking... I don't even want to make fun of her, but she was like blowing her lips as she got slept. It was bad. Yeah, we're doing really good. NBA, I mean, we're tearing up NBA. We're completely, like, right now, we're the hottest capper out there. I don't think it's close. We just went on a historic streak of hitting 18 NBA props in a row without a miss, and we forced fucking Sabonis yesterday. I knew the line was too high. Didn't want to play it. I got FOMO, and I fucking played it. That's on me. We have some more NBA props up. NFL... I don't know what to say with the NFL. We've been inconsistent all year. It's like hit, miss, hit. Like we profit one week, don't profit the next week. But when we hit, we're fucking hitting for a lot. Like $10 into fucking 1,000. We've done it twice this year. So we're up big time on NFL. Thanks to Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. UFC is where it's at though. NBA, I'm very profitable. And I will say right now, my track record from NBA, probably one of the top NBA cappers out there. I don't want to jinx myself because every time I do this, I start losing. But from a track record standpoint and everything, we've been very successful up to this point. I hope it continues. I'm going to stay humble. Same thing with UFC. We've been one of the better... we've had one of the better track records, I guess you could say, out there. And I'm not going to sit here and shit on nobody because I want to stay humble. I don't want to start losing and get cursed. For the first fight of the card, we're going to have Hattan Alsaif versus Lilia Osmani. And I'm just going to let you know, I watched the film yesterday, a lot yesterday. I had a bunch of people over. I didn't hear the pronunciation of a lot of these names, but I did watch the film. So if I mispronunciate or I don't say it name right, feel free to call me out, but it is what it is. I'm not looking at how to pronunciate names. I'm looking at how to win bets and win money. That's what I do. Care less if I say a name right. So I couldn't find any film on Lilia Osmani. I have no clue who she is, what she is, like whatever. Hattan Alsaif. She seems like she's a nasty striker. Her kicks are fucking brutal. If you watch her debut? She slept this girl bad. She freaking put her lights out with the head kick. It was nasty. She also hit her with a front kick to the face, another head kick earlier in the fight. So she was just beating her up. Her striking's ridiculous. And remember, this card, I want to say, is in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to check right after this. But it's a hometown fight, regardless where it's at. It's a hometown fight. And they're giving her a girl who's never fought before. I don't even think she has an amateur fight. So this is probably a setup fight. I don't think you could bet it. But Hattan Alsaif, she should win this fight. Okay, so for this one, we got Costello Van Steenis versus Joao Vitor Dantas. Joao, he's a striker. He's coming off a 2-year layoff. He's not the best fighter in the world to begin with. And they are giving, let me X these out for you guys. They're giving Costello Van Steenis like a setup fight, in my opinion. He's a grappler. I think he's better everywhere, but I think grappling is really where it's going to set him apart. He should find a finish here on the ground. It says he's negative 485. On my books, he was like negative 675 or some shit. I don't like the negative 675 on him. But yeah, he should win this pretty easily. He's one of my higher confidence picks on the card. So in this one, we have Asael Adjouj versus Jose Perez. If you guys don't know, Asael Adjouj is a big-time kickboxer. I want to say he has a kickboxing record of 28-3 and has won championships in kickboxing. He's the real deal when it comes to kickboxing. But the matchup might be tough. I mean, Jose Perez is a grappler. He's going to try to get the fight down to the ground. Striking is not very good at all. Asael Adjouj, I think he's showed good enough takedown defense throughout his fights. Obviously you don't always know. It's very low level guys. I think his takedown defense will hold up against someone like Jose Perez, mainly due to the fact he knows how to keep his opponents at bay. He knows how to keep the range. His footwork's very in and out. He's side to side. He knows what he's doing with his feet. He's a nasty kickboxer. I think he's going to get a knockout win. I can't say a knockout win. I think he will win. He may knock him out, but you always know when these kickboxers fight these grapplers, sometimes it could be the grappler holding against the cage. The kickboxer separates, touches him up, point fights a little bit so he doesn't get taken down, fights smart to a decision. So I don't know what's going to happen here, like if it's decision or knockout, but I have Asael Adjouj. I just think he's the better fighter here, and I think this fight's going to stay on the feet, and he's going to have a big-time striking advantage, obviously, right? Kickboxer, world champion kickboxer versus a fucking grappler, so obviously. But, yeah, give me Asael Adjouj at negative 180 here. He's negative 140 on my books, so odds are pretty good on him. All right, so in this fight, we have Jesus Pinedo versus Jeremy Kennedy. If you guys don't know why I keep looking, I do have my notes over here. I'm not really reading from the notes, but I have a freaking chart going because I have some stocks going in right now that the meme coins or whatever, they're going. I have some money in there. We made a shit ton of money so far. So I'm just kind of looking at it a little bit. But Jesus Pinedo, he's a former PFL champion. I want to say it was 2 years ago because last year he didn't participate. I don't really know what happened. I'm sure it was an injury or something, but he didn't compete in the tournament last year. The year before, he beat Brendan Loughnane by knocking him out, and he also beat Gabriel Braga, two really good strikers in striking matches, so you know his striking's elite. He has good striking, especially if he's beating Braga and freaking Loughnane on the feet. Jeremy Kennedy, he's a grizzled vet. He's a wrestler. He's going to try to grind. That's pretty much his game plan. You could see he lost to Patricio Pitbull not too long ago. He beat up some guys that are kind of, whatever. This fight, though, this was obviously, it says a shoulder injury. I bet Jeremy Kennedy in that fight. I didn't think Pico was that good. Personally, though, it wasn't. I won't take credit for the Kennedy pick. It was my uncle. He's big time in PFL. He's who got me into MMA. He's watched every fight since he was a little kid. So yeah, give me Jesus Pinedo here. I think his takedown defense is going to hold up. I just think he's the way better fighter here. Negative 300, or says on here negative 270. That's a steal. He's negative 300 on my sports book. So yeah, give me Jesus Pinedo all day in this matchup. He should keep it on the feet, and when it's on the feet, he should just fucking butcher him. All right, so this is a great matchup. I actually like both these guys. I've actually made money on both of these guys. Slim Trabelsi and Abraham Babley. Abraham Babley, he's a wrestler. From what I've seen, he likes to wrestle, right? His striking isn't all there. He's from England, so if you guys are wondering, he's not. I looked it up. I don't think he's a collegiate wrestler or nothing. He's just wrestling-based style against some of these heavyweights that aren't very good at all. Slim Trabelsi, he's I'm almost positive I remember this correctly, because I've bet on him multiple times, and He was in my safety parlay last time. Almost positive he's an Olympic wrestler. His wrestling's fucking ridiculous. He'll wrestle and wrestle and wrestle and wrestle and just hold you down. Striking with both these guys is very similar, very low volume. They kind of just punch to set up a takedown. Slim Trabelsi should be the way better wrestler here. Should be able to get the fight down to the ground. If he doesn't, though, because Babley's a wrestler, say his takedown defense is really good. I almost wonder what's going to happen. I mean, Slim Trabelsi should be able to hold against the fence and make it a boring fight if that's the case. Striking, I don't know who the better striker is. I'd probably go with Slim Trabelsi, honestly. I think Slim Trabelsi is better everywhere. I don't want to say he's a high confidence pick, but he's a medium confidence pick. And at negative 125, I think there's pretty good value to be had there. So yeah, I wouldn't go load your fucking whole checkings account on this, but it's negative 125. Slim Trabelsi, that's a good bet. So for this fight, we got Mansour Barnaoui versus Alfie Davis. Alfie Davis, he's a striker. Guys you're probably not going to know, guys that aren't the best, right? They're not the best. But his losses, the way he does lose, he loses the grapplers, right? And you got Mansour Barnaoui, he's a really good grappler. His losses are also to grapplers. He doesn't have to worry about Alfie Davis doing that because he's lost to good grapplers. Brent Primus, really good grappler. You'll see him on the card later today. J.J. Wilson, he could also grapple. Alfie Davis isn't doing that. Alfie Davis doesn't have the takedown defense, in my opinion, from what I've seen, to stop Mansour Barnaoui's takedowns. Barnaoui should pick up a win here. I don't know if he finishes. He might. But I'll take the money line on Mansour Barnaoui. I don't know why I'm fucking struggling to say his name. And this is when we really get into the card. This is the type of fight I love right here. We have a prospect in Abdullah Al-Qahtani. He's taking on Abdalrahman Alhyasat. I hope I'm saying that right. This is a rematch, and all you have to do is go back and watch the rematch. Alhyasat is negative 120 now at my sportsbook. I've already bet him. I'll let you guys know. He dominated Abdullah Al-Qahtani last fight in Saudi Arabia. Striking was pretty much even. Alhyasat, he did get hit with some nice one. You'll see like 3-4 times. Al-Qahtani went in, boom, boom, with the 1-2, caught him. Pretty clean. Alhyasat kind of rolled with the punches, ate it. And he would just, when I tell you, Al-Qahtani, like if you ever watched Robelis to Spain and Austin Lane fight, you know how Robelis is just clueless off his back and he can't stop a takedown? That's Al-Qahtani. Alhyasat is going to wrestle. Al-Qahtani is not going to know what to do. He's not going to know how to defend a takedown. And when he gets on his back, hopefully he made the adjustment to try to get to his feet, but his last fight, he sat there on his back and he just got controlled all 3 rounds. Alhyasat should pick up remember this is 5 rounds. I forgot. Also, Al-Qahtani's on short notice. I didn't even say that. So, Al-Qahtani's fighting a guy he already lost to, a 30-27 and 29-28 decision. He couldn't stop the wrestling to save his life. And now and this was just a few months ago. Look at this. 2 months ago. And now he's stepping out on short notice to fight the same guy. Alhyasat has got to be a lock in this one. The only way Qahtani wins is if he catches him. This is going to be 5 rounds. Alhyasat should hang with him in the striking. The way better wrestler should also have the cardio to his advantage because Al-Qahtani's not going to put up a fight with the wrestling department. So yeah, Alhyasat's all day here for me at negative 120. This type of value you're not going to see very often, so take advantage of it. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so for this fight, I'm just going to let you guys know I'm staying completely away from this fight. Mohsen Mohammadseifi is taking on Georges Aid. If you look here, you can see the height. Mohsen is very short, and he's a lightweight. He's almost like Volk when he went up and fought Islam. He's going to be very short for the weight class. Very small, but he's compact. When he fights, I mean, he's just got to close the distance, you know, so it makes the fights a little wild and crazy and a little bit fun. Aid, also a striker. He's a little bit bigger. He's 5'9". Mohsen, in all honesty, remember this is 5 rounds. I think he's the better striker. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm very uncertain on this fight. The part that throws me, I guess gives me a little worry, is he's going to have to exert a lot of energy to close the distance and get in. So if he doesn't knock him out early, the 5 rounds could be an issue. From a cardio perspective, I'm not too sure, though. We'll have to see. I'm not touching this fight. So this is another good fight. I want to say, doesn't say, I want to say this is also 5. These are all 5 rounds. Yeah, this is a championship fight. 5-round fight. You got Ali Taleb versus Rachid Haz. I'm going to break this down super quick. Taleb, he's a striker with lots of power. Takedown defense, not really there. Haz, wrestler, 0 striking, and a hard time setting up his takedowns. So you take that with how you want it. I have Taleb here. I just think Haz's low volume and ability not to, like, could take control of the center of the octagon and really push his wrestling is going to be a problem here, because Taleb is strong and he's powerful and he's going to push the pace and back you up. And Haz is not going to be able to get takedowns like that. I have Taleb by knockout here, but if he can't get the knockout, this is going to be interesting. I don't know how everything's going to shake out. Probably a fight. It's going to be a fight I'm not touching. I know I accidentally added this to one of my fucking parlays and I put it in my goddamn Patreon. So I got to fix that. Probably just cash out and redo the parlay that I had. But let's get to the next fight. So we got another rematch and another golden opportunity. Mohammed Alaqraa taking on Omar Dafrawy. I mean, I'm not even going to describe the styles. There's no real need to. I'm just going to describe the last fight, and that's all you're going to need to watch or see. Just watch it for yourself, and you'll see that this guy should be a -1,000. Alaqraa, literally just, he's a wrestler. And Dafrawy, he's a powerful striker who gasses after 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Last fight, Omar came forward or they met in the center, whatever. Alaqraa kind of backed him up, got a hold of him, took him down, had him down the whole round. Dafrawy pretty much gassed. Alaqraa took him down to round 2. Alaqraa took him down to round 3 and had controlled him literally almost the whole 15 minutes. It was terrible. Dafrawy has terrible takedown defense. He has terrible get-up game. He's clueless on the ground. He's clueless with takedown defense. This was a year and a half ago, so maybe he's improved. I don't see it. Give me Mohammed Alaqraa. Should just maul him, honestly, and he's already in a parlay as well. So this is a fight I'm really excited for here. I think we're getting tremendous value here. I guess Popov's the dog, which is interesting. So Oleg Popov, he's Fedor Emelianenko's like prodigy, as you could say, I guess. Nasty wrestler, relentless wrestler. He could go for all 5 rounds. I can't say that. He's never gone 5 rounds. He could go the full 3 rounds. He could push a pace when he's controlling the fight. If there's a little pushback, though, that's where it gets interesting for 5 rounds of cardio, if he could push that pace. He's really quick on the feet. As you can see, he popped a nice little jab. I like how he sets up his takedowns. He'll pump his jab, 1, 2, and he'll pump his jab and just shoot. Kind of like Khabib, he'll throw the jab and then shoot for the takedown. And he usually gets it. He could trip. His takedowns are nice. He's a Russian wrestler. Sambo, I want to say he was a Sambo champion, maybe. I could be mistaken. Goltsov, I also think he was Sambo champion, maybe. But he's a striker with a lot of power. He could also wrestle if he needs to. He's coming off the win over Tim Johnson, not impressive. Thiago, not impressive. Linton Vassell, I mean, that was good. But I will say, Linton Vassell was able to take him down in that fight. And he was able to control him. And Linton Vassell just gassed out and lost. That's all that happened there. I think Oleg Popov is a way better wrestler than Vassell. He has way better control, way better cardio. He should be able to get this fight down to the ground and control Goltsov for all 5 rounds if he can't finish within the first 3 or 4. You could also see Popov's, who he's beat. Franklin, not impressive. Maori, okay, that's decent. Not really most impressive, but he beat Vassell and he dominated Vassell. He took him down for all 3 rounds and showed his cardio. He really wasn't a problem. He dominated. You can't compare, though, because Vassell, the way they beat each other, like Popov dominated Vassell, Goltsov didn't. Vassell just gassed. But I will say, MMA math's not going to add up there, but I will say Popov's a way better wrestler than Vassell, and Vassell was able to take down and control Goltsov until he gassed. So that's what I'm riding with. Negative 105. We'll take that all day of the week. We've already placed bets on Popov, so there you go. That's all you need to know. So I'm seeing a lot of people worry about this fight, and I'm just going to let you guys know right now. Gadzi Rabadanov is the pick. He's taking on Brent Primus. Gadzi is a Dagestani wrestler. He's one of those guys, but he's the new school of Dagestanis. He can wrestle at an elite level. His speed is ridiculous on the feet. His striking's good. It's pretty good. His striking's there for sure. He's not losing this fight. Brent Primus, he's grappler with cardio issues. This is 5 rounds. Brent Primus is going to wrestle and wrestle. He's going to try to wrestle, I guess. He's not going to be able to get the takedowns. And if he does, Gadzi's going to survive. Brent Primus, and he's also going to make Primus work. Primus is going to gas. Gadzi's going to take over. Give me Gadzi. I want to say he's going to get a finish in this one. I know he doesn't need a finish. I know he's not a finisher at all. I think he could get a late finish. I think the bet here would be around 4 or 5 decision, just in case. Or you can just bet decision and then just sprinkle around 4 and 5, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, Gadzi's the pick all day here for me. And people are getting scared of this pick. Don't ask me why. They've been scared of Gadzi all fucking tournament. We've been taking advantage of it. He's been in our safety parlay every single event, and he's capitalized. So this is a crazy fight I can't wait for. 2 Russian prospects that are undefeated and absolute animals. You got Shamil Musayev taking on Magomed Umalatov. Shamil Musayev, oh my God, he's one of the better prospects I've seen. He has nasty striking, very powerful striking. It's very precise, and his takedown defense is elite. It's like as good as it gets. He's also a really good wrestler. So he's one of the best prospects I've seen. I think if he goes to UFC, he could be a champion. I really do. Him and Bilal, like that would be who he fought, Bilal Muhammad. That's a good fight. I think that's a really good fight. You can't say that yet, but stylistically, Bilal's not going to take this dude down. Striking, I mean, Musayev could strike, man, and Bilal could strike too, but I think Musayev's probably the better striker. I don't know why I'm talking about that. I'm rambling. That was pointless. Musayev's a fucking beast. He can wrestle. He could strike. He could put people's lights out, and he can defend takedowns at an elite level. Magomed Umalatov is a striker who has been shown his wrestling recently. He could do it all too. His striking's really good. It's really clean. I just don't think he's going to be the better striker in this matchup. It is, I will say though, and he's also not going to get Musayev down. Musayev possibly could get him down. But I will say for the striking purposes of things, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, so against Korshov, right? Molotov didn't strike with him. He wrestled. Okay, smart game plan, high IQ. Brendan Ward took him down and subbed him, smart. Gracie, he stood with them. And he lit up Gracie. Gracie's a jiu-jitsu guy. He didn't want to wrestle with him. That's what he should do. His striking looked really good, right? That's against a jiu-jitsu guy with no striking. And he did get caught a couple times. Same thing with Musayev. If you look at it, I mean, his striking's really good. We both know both these guys have good striking. Musayev, in my opinion, is a better striker. But you look at it, Logan Storley, okay. Storley couldn't get him down. That's good takedown defense. But he was fighting a wrestler who didn't have striking. So, of course, his striking's going to look good. as with both of these guys, right? Of course, their striking is going to look good. Murad, both times he beat him. Murad couldn't get a takedown. And quite frankly, Murad doesn't have the best striking, although it's not the best. And Shamil Musayev took advantage of that. So Musayev's striking looks really good. So did Umalatov's, as we see against... Umalatov is wrestling strikers, and he's striking against wrestlers. Shamil Musayev is also striking against wrestlers, but he's also wrestling wrestlers as well. Murad, once he gassed out. We're really going to see how good these two's striking is and just how good they are as fighters. I think Musayev's almost a lock here. He should win. He shouldn't be able to get taken down. He should be the better striker on the feet. So that's what I'm going to go with here. Yeah, give me Shamil Musayev all day. But if Umalatov were to upset him, I would not be surprised because Umalatov is good as well. But Musayev should have the edge everywhere here and should get the win. Oh, and before I exit out of that or whatever, I also wanted to say Shamil Musayev has faced a way better competition. Magomed Umalatov has faced decent competition, but Musayev he's beat Logan Storley, Murad. He also beat twice. He knocked him out and then dominated him in a decision. Murad is a good fighter. He's not elite, but he's a good fighter. And Logan Storley was the favorite to win it all. So, yeah, he's really good. So this fight here, we got Impa Kasaganai taking on Dovlet Yagshamuradov. We're just going to call him Yags. So Impa, he's a kickboxer. He's a former champion at 185 pounds. He's now moved up to 205 pounds. He lost to Johnny Eblen in a split decision, which was very close. Tells you how good Impa is. Impa could also wrestle. A lot of you guys don't know that, but he could also wrestle. He also has good cardio. Alex Polizzi, he beat him. Okay, whatever, right? Easy fight. But Jacob Neto hurt him early. Impa was in my safety parlay. I got scared. Impa took over, though. And he knocked him out. I want to say the end of the second round. I want to say it was. I literally visioned that fight. I told my uncle, I was like, I could see this fight going on. And I could see Impa, the first round being close, Impa taking over in the second, knocks him out, end the second round. That's what happened. Impa has also beat Josh Silveira in a decision, which was pretty dominant. He just takes over late. And I think that's going to be big here against someone like Yags, who's a really good boxer who could also wrestle. He's going to push the pace. He has nasty power. I don't think his cardio will last 5 rounds, though, especially against someone like Impa who's going to be in your face and pressuring. So I think Yags, if he can't find a knockout early, this is Impa all day. I'm going to take Impa here as I think he survives the first 2 rounds, and I think he drags us into fucking deep water and just drowns Yags with his pressure and his pace. Give me Impa here without medium confidence. So for this fight here, it's very interesting. I'm very undecided on where I'm going to go. I don't think the odds should be this wide. Tyler Santos versus Dakota Dacheva. Dakota Dacheva is the prospect that PFL is trying to push. She's a nasty kickboxer, elite kickboxer. She has a kickboxing background. And she's dangerous. Just like, I didn't even realize that was her nickname, but she's dangerous. She has some decent wins. I mean, they were feeding her bums at first, right? Just girls she should beat. She was like, none of these girls are good. Then she fought Jenna Bishop. She got taken down right away, but was able to get right back to her feet, find the finish. She's really good. I don't know how good her takedown defense is, and I don't know if her get-up game can hold up against someone like Tyler Santos, but we'll see. That's why I'm fading this for now. Tyler Santos, nasty grappler, doesn't have the best cardio. Striking's whatever. She's coming off losses. Who did she lose to? Valentina and Erin Blanchfield. Okay. That was controversial. That's what she's most known for, is that controversial loss to Valentina Shevchenko. Since being in the PFL, she's been dominating. Not dominating. She dominated here. She won a split decision against Bishop, which was close. She also won unanimous decision against Liz Carmouche, but I want to say there's a point taken and all that. It was a closer fight than people think, but I thought Tyler won 2 clear rounds. Maybe 3, I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know where to go here because Tyler Santos is good, and when she's on the ground, it gets dangerous. I'm almost leaning the dog in Tyler Santos here, but I'm rooting for Dakota, and my heart's telling me Dakota. I think she might be able to keep the range and make it hard for Tyler to get takedowns. I think Tyler Santos might gas, in all honesty. Give me Dakota here, but low confidence. My pick may change to Tyler Santos, so I'll let you guys know on my Patreon what goes on during the week. Now for the main event, we got Timur Kriziev versus Brendan Loughnane, the former champ. Timur Kriziev, he's, in my opinion, going to win the whole thing. Brendan Loughnane, he's like a PFL legend pretty much. He has 2 losses the past 7 years. Really, really good striker. He could also, he has decent takedown defense too, as you can see in the Bubba Jenkins fight. Timur Kriziev, he could strike. He has a nice jab. He's very quick, and his wrestling's really good. His cardio is also on point too. Man, I don't see where Loughnane beats him. I think in the striking, Kriziev could hang, as he's shown in the Braga fight. Plus, when he mixes in his wrestling, it's going to throw Brendan Loughnane off guard. You watch the Bubba Jenkins fight, and Brendan Loughnane has elite takedown defense versus Bubba Jenkins. Timur Kriziev is 10 times the wrestler Bubba Jenkins is. He has 10 times the cardio Bubba Jenkins has. He's 10 times more relentless. He's just 10 times more the fighter. He also has 10 times better striking than Bubba Jenkins, which will help set up takedowns. And Bubba Jenkins couldn't shoot takedowns with any energy anymore because he was gassed out after a round. So where Kriziev, he gets a couple stuff. He could sit there, he can hang around, he can strike with Brendan Loughnane, and then he'll shoot again. He'll shoot again. He'll shoot again. He'll chain wrestle. And I think that's just going to be too much for Brendan Loughnane over 5 rounds. I think Kriziev's just going to be relentless and on him, and he should pick up in my opinion, I don't think it'll be super close, but I think the first couple rounds will be close. I think rounds 3, 4, 5 will be all Kriziev. So give me Timur Kriziev here. He should pick up the decision win and become the 2024 PFL champion at the, featherweight division. So yeah, that's the breakdowns for me. I think I'll have a parlay later in the week. I'm off work all week, so I'll be able to keep up with videos for you guys. That's my breakdown. I'm not going to have picks yet. I will have the parlay of the day, which would be 2, 3, 4, possibly 6 or 8 to 1. So we're going to put $60 to $80 on it with you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.